Hey Ryan, obviously a tough loss for you guys. Was this just one of those games where five turnovers is just too much, too many mistakes to overcome?
Yeah, no doubt. And we talked about it going in the game, penalties, turnovers, right? And that affected the game. And we can't have it offensively. We just need to take care of the football, control the clock. Manage field position. Penalties on special teams too to back this up at certain times. We just kept stubbing our toe on every opportunity we had to get back in the game. It's unfortunate. We're all embarrassed by it, and we got to learn. And I told everybody tonight, like, they won't feel sorry for us. We got to move forward and find ways to get better.
With the big game obviously coming up next week against Montreal, is there going to be a discussion about what you guys are going to do at quarterback, or you feel like Cam's going to get his chance to bounce back?
Yeah, Cam's good. I mean, he's a young quarterback, right? He's not going to play perfect every game, and we got to look at, some of the things he does well, some of the things he might struggle at. It's just, it's pretty easy for quarterbacks when you first get going and then teams start game planning, for them. Uh, you've seen it across the league for years, right? So it's just like they had an answer for it. He didn't make some throws that we needed to make and too many turnovers. But, Nick was efficient. I got to watch it before I make a decision on it. But maybe we go with two quarterbacks and have a little two-headed monster.
What else did you notice from especially the offense? It seemed like Cam, he bounced back nicely after the interception that led to that touchdown, but also just felt like there were times where just guys didn't seem to be in sync.
No, we had too many penalties. Our playmakers, like we talked about, our playmakers got to show up. I didn't feel like they did necessarily. We missed Coxie on the double move early. Could have changed the game. Cokes had a drop. We all got to pick our game up, and coaches included. We all got to get better. So you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. It's time to go. I mean, that's where we're at.
Jake Ceresna, he left the game. Any update on what his status is potentially?
Yeah, we'll see. Probably another week. He's got a shoulder. He wanted to play, just couldn't. It's unfortunate, but you know what? Next man up. The other guy's got to step up, right? And that's just life, man. I mean, and nothing comes easy. You got to step up.
I think so, Ryan.
Griff from Crier Media, go ahead.
Yes, Ryan, obviously not the result that you wanted tonight, but then how do you put this game behind you and move forward again with next week's rematch against Montreal coming up so quickly?
Yeah, well, we got to get ready for the rematch, right? We got to learn from our mistakes tonight, so we got to digest that tomorrow. Look at it, see what we got to get better at, and then the next day we'll get on to Montreal. I mean, as coaches, we got to get on to Montreal tomorrow after the players leave, but that's what it is. I mean, we lost the game, right? And, it's tough to win in Saskatchewan, but it was a winnable game. We did get it done, but we also got to go win in Montreal too. That ain't an easy place to go play right now. So we got to put our big boy pants on and find a way.
And then with tonight's game, obviously with last week we saw Nick, we saw Brian come in last week. Was there any options to put Brian in, or did you want to have a look and see what Nick could do in a game situation?
Well, I felt last week the game was kind of out of reach, and I want to get Brian some live reps. That's why I chose to go with Brian last week. And I felt like Nick could see in the field today when I decided to put him in because the game wasn't out of reach, right? And I can trust Nick. He knows the system, right? Sees the field, he knows defenses. So yeah, I feel comfortable with Nick too, right? And Cam's a good player too. He's just got to be a little bit cleaner. But I believe in Cam. He's going to be our quarterback, and we'll see.
And then how impressed were you with just Cam's a little bit of improvements there with some of the pocket awareness that we saw tonight?
Well, I think he can scramble and extend plays, right? Did that three different times. I got to look at it before I could have any, judgments on how he played and how we played. I got to get my eyes on it. But yeah, we should play good enough to win, and we got beat. It happens, but we got to make more plays and we got to clean up the penalties.
Kadeem, that fumble, obviously a tough moment for you, but um, did you feel like there's just the bounces just kind of weren't going your way in this game, and you guys just had to fight through just those tough moments? How did you feel the team kind of, with the way the turnovers were? What did you feel the demeanor was like on the sidelines from the guys, and just trying to keep yourself in it, especially considering it was a close game even to the end?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the turnovers starting with me it would take the breath out of the team. But we got a good team, staying in there, staying locked in, trying to make the next play and move on from it. But we couldn't overcome it. It was just too many. It was too many turnovers to overcome, and we just kept biting ourselves in the foot.
What do you say to a young quarterback like Cam, who, obviously he had there were some mistakes on his side, but at the same time, there were some mistakes that kind of encompassed of the whole team. What do you kind of say to Cam after a game like that?
And just keep your head up. I mean, he didn't lose us the game. It was a lot of opportunities where I could have made a play. I fumbled the ball early and, kind of bit the team. So I just go in there and tell Cam, hey, we have another big game next week. Now we must win. So, just watch that out your head and let's move on to the next team, Montreal, and get that done. Must win.
All right. Thanks, Kadeem.
Thank you.
Griff, if you have a question, go ahead.
Yes, I do. Kadeem, obviously tonight, not the result that you guys wanted, but how do you put a game like this behind you guys and just get ready for Montreal next week so quickly?
Easy. I'm trying to forget about it right now. So, I mean, I just want to go out there and win. So this would be easy to forget about with the team. Coach got us locked into the next week already. So we got to watch this one on and, move on to Montreal because they're waiting for us and it's going to be a good game.
And even I know too, like I said earlier, not the result that you guys wanted, but how important is it for you just keep on continually getting in the end zone throughout excuse me, so early on in the season so far?
I mean, that feels good. It feels good to, get in that end zone because that means you got that horse off your back and you go continue to fall in there. But as an offense, we need to get in there a lot more. We need to help our defense out. I mean, I think we're the last two games, maybe 2 touchdowns at that. So offense need to get it going. And I know our offense is an explosive offense, so we got to help our team out in that way.
And then from you guys as an offense yourself, obviously with Montreal next week, it's such a defense that's been really hard to figure out. They throw many different looks at you guys. How do you take even from like last week and then tonight and then apply it for that game going up against such a stellar defense?
I mean, I love going against good defense. That's what football is. So playing a good defense to another good defense. It's football. That's what you could call it. You go in there, it's gonna be a rough game. You got them dudes. Hopefully they get beat up a little bit this week, and we just have 2 beat up teams scrambling for that first place.
Hey Cam, obviously a frustrating result for you guys. What's kind of the mindset you're going through now that after this game and knowing that, a lot of things kind of didn't go your way in this one?
Yeah, just disappointed. We prepared all week. We worked hard, and just frustrated with the outcome. Personally, I gotta be better. I feel like I let the team down today, and I just gotta put us in a better situation to take care of the ball.
With the game still being closed, how do you kind of try to shake off, especially with the number of plays that didn't go your way with the turnovers? How tough was that battle for you, and not letting the frustration totally overcome you tonight?
Yeah, you just gotta have amnesia, next play mentality. It's football. It happens. We're playing against professional athletes. They're a solid team. Um, but yeah, you just got to keep going. I just got to learn from it. Next play.
Do you feel like Saskatchewan was doing something you didn't expect from them in this game that really made it a tough night for you?
Not necessarily. They showed us different looks for sure. They're a well-coached team, and we knew they were going to scheme some stuff up that we haven't seen on film. But yeah, it just comes down to taking care of the ball, and I got to be better.
All right, thanks, Cam.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Griff, 2 questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, cool. Cam, obviously we're saying not the result that we wanted tonight, but when you have a quarterback room like this, obviously Nick came in for you tonight, but what is there anything that Nick may have spoken to you about just to kind of help you get better as the game goes on and when mistakes like that happen?
Yeah, just not trying to get it all back in one play. Just staying within our reads and our progressions and how we read things offensively, and just one play at a time. They're echoing that to me on the sideline, and that was the mentality going out there. It's just some of the throws that we want back.
And then also too, like we say, we're going right back to the rematch from Montreal from last week. That's coming up for next week. So what can you take from these last 2 games to just really move forward and get yourself ready for next Thursday?
Yeah, we just got to get in, and I got to watch the film. there's nobody that wants it, as much as we do in this locker room. I'm telling you, like, we're so frustrated with, the outcomes of the last 2 weeks. We're hungry. Like I said, I'm disappointed in myself. I feel like I let the team down personally, and it's just very frustrating because how hard we work, and how hard and how much time we put into it. But it's part of this game, and we're 2-2, and we just got to bounce back. We got to focus on the next one up, and we had that 1-0 mentality still, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to get back to work.